Welcome everyone, Mike with Bowers Barbecue, coming to you today from my backyard. Now in my last video, I went to the Polite Pig in Disney Springs at Walt Disney World and ate the sliced pork butt. Absolutely love that. So I'm gonna try to replicate that in my backyard. But first, we gotta start the fire. Okay, for today's cook, I'm gonna be using my Kamado Joe Jr. I've never smoked on this, so I'm really looking forward to trying it out. But to set it up, I went ahead and placed down some wood chunks, got a little bit of a new fresh lump charcoal, put it in a teepee and lit it with a lighter cube. I let it come to temp to about 250, and before I go ahead and put this pork butt on, I'm gonna go ahead and put in the deflector plate and the grill grate to cook it on. As far as cooking wood today, I'm going Texas style with a Texas post oak. Now the pork butt I'm using is boneless. It's a small 2-pound pork butt I picked up for just under $7. Looks to be perfect to slice up and try to experiment with. As far as seasoning goes, I'm using one of my favorite Meat Church Holy Gospel. Let's go ahead and season this pork butt up. I chose this seasoning because it's got a little bit of kick with salt and pepper, garlic, but also has some sugar in it. I like my pork just a little bit sweet. No binder today, but as dry as this butt is, the binder might have actually helped. We're gonna season this pretty liberal. Got a small little fat cap on there. I'm actually gonna leave that on there. I think that'll render pretty decent. It'd be a nice bite. I want a little bit of a fatty bite. Yeah, I think on this pork butt, a binder would have been nice. It's not always necessary, but in situations like this, kind of wish I had one. All right, so this is seasoned up pretty good here. I'm gonna let this set for a little bit and get it on the smoker. Okay, smoker's up to about 250. Still a little bit of dirty smoke, but I'm not too worried about that. It's not gonna kill anything. Got the deflector plate in. I'm gonna stick this dead in the center, and we're gonna let that ride until it hits an internal temperature of about 175. Okay, so this pork shoulder has been going at about 280 for the past hour. Let's go ahead and take a look. And that's looking pretty good. I am not mad at that. While we have this open, we're gonna go ahead and spritz a little bit. Just some apple cider vinegar is all I have in here. Looking good. We're gonna let this go for probably another hour before it hits an internal temperature of about 170, 175. So this cook is going pretty fast. Kind of expected with a pork butt just a little bit over 2 pounds. I'm really excited how this turns out. So while I was letting this cook for the first hour, I did a little bit of research about sliced pork, and apparently it's a big deal up in the Kansas City area. I cannot wait to do barbecue crawls up there. I'm a big fan of barbecue. It doesn't have to be Texas. It could be the Carolinas, Tennessee, Kansas City, New York City. I don't care. It's good barbecue. It's good barbecue. But yeah, I'm looking forward to cooking this up here to about 170. I've seen anywhere between 165 and 180. So I'm gonna go ahead and settle in on 170 for the sliced pork. But in the meantime, if you're getting value in this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up. If you want to see more content like this, hit that subscribe button. You want to make sure you miss a single video, ring that notification bell. Okay, so after 2.5 hours, this cook is done. The pork butt is probing about 175. Perfect. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna wrap this in foil. I'm gonna let it rest. Decent wrap on this. What I'm gonna do is let this rest for about, I want to say about 3 hours. I'm using my Breville oven. It goes down to about 135. I'm gonna rest at about 155. Then we're gonna slice into it and see what we got. See you then. Okay, so the pork butt has been resting now for about 2 hours. Let's go ahead and slice into it and see what we have. This smells amazing. Look at that color. That color is awesome. Slice into it. I'm liking what I'm feeling. Let's take a look at that. Absolutely amazing. Pretty easy to pull apart. Y'all, this is legit. Could go on there just a little bit longer. That part's a little tough. Oh my goodness. This may be better than regular pulled pork for me. That little fatty piece. This is amazing. You can see in here, it's a little tight. When you slice into it, it helps out a little bit. I took this to 175. I think the key may be about 180, 185. But still, look at this. This is so good. Okay, so I'm not gonna call this cook a failure or a success. It's somewhere in the middle. But for the first time cooking a sliced pork butt, I think it turned out pretty darn good. What I'm gonna do next time is maybe one, go with a bigger pork butt, and two, take the internal temperature to about 180. Parts of that small butt were perfectly tender. Other parts were a little bit tight. I think 180 may give me the happy medium that I'm looking for, so it's not, you know, falling apart, but at the same time will pull apart quite easily. But flavor was spot on. That post oak paired with the Meat Church Holy Gospel and that new Kamado Joe Jr. I'm really liking that grill. It was a great first smoke for that. But let me know in the comments below if you've ever tried this or if you're going to try it. I would love to hear your feedback and your results. Until the next video, the fire is out.